The leaves are changing and the woeful, callous winds approach. It's the end of summer, thank God, and the weather shift has got me feeling full-blown sentimental. All in all, I'm a pretty nostalgic guy. I wouldn't say I'm cloying or saccharine or anything to that extreme and emotional tenderness degree, but nostalgia, that whispering, deplorable, comfortable soul harpy, has latched its sharp-hooked hawk girl claws center mass in my soul cavity. A brief glance at nature's senescence can really send a man of my mental stature hot girl spiraling into yesterday's abyss. So spiral I will, directly to the homepage of many millennial and Gen Z childhoods, Coolmath Games. This video concept arrived to me in a dream. I'm now going to explain that dream to you. And I know there isn't much worse than a casual acquaintance explaining one of their slumber riddles to you before you've had an opportunity to gush chug your second cherry twist-a-lani of the morning. By the way, my favorite one is this one. It tastes like gummy lifesavers. But here's the thing, I'm not a casual acquaintance. I instead see myself as your best friend. Or maybe a wizened, battle-hardened teacher, or maybe more accurately a goblin who sticks gum in your USB ports. So, fear not, this dream is actually cool and relevant. In my dream, I sat startlingly upright in a budget-made office chair. There's no armrest and there's definitely no lumbar support. In front of me there's a desk. The exact desk I use when I work on these videos. It's made of cheap wood and more love than anybody could manifest. On top of the desk is a vintage early 90s tube monitor and a keyboard covered with an undulating slime and carcasses of insects who dared venture and will be venerated in the halls of Valhalla sooner than you or me. The room is square, there's no door, vines and foliage of all sorts creep around the room in a counterclockwise pattern. The ceiling and carpet are completely obscured by nature's encroachment. One window hangs beyond normal man's reach, perpendicular to the desk. It casts an ethereal sunbeam directly on me. I reach forward, doused in light and abounding with curiosity. My fingers grace the boundaries of the slime death keyboard. Without thinking, my muscle memory glides my fingers across the grotesque keys. With each keystroke, a sticky, wet, crunching noise. C-O-O-L. My fingers move nimbly at first, but the accrual of slime and sticks slow my progress. M-A. The slime takes hold of my left hand and won't let go. My right hand takes full control. T-H-G. The slime covering my left hand begins migrating. It crawls up my arm towards my neck and face. A-M-E-S. It enters my nose. It enters my eyes. I see visions of distant days. I slam the enter key, and then I wake up. So, as you can clearly see, this video idea is signed, sealed, and delivered in a God-ordained FedEx direct overnight brain package. Also, the moment I stop talking about the video topic and start talking about myself, my analytics tank. So that story will be a fun experiment for me, regardless. Now, I would like to take you on a quick journey through my history with Coolmath Games and discuss some of my favorite games on the platform. After my slime death retro computer escape room fever dream, I went to YouTube to see how many people had similar video ideas, and the answer quite frankly astounded me. I knew that Coolmath Games was/is a big deal, but I genuinely could not conceive the enormity of its impact. A quick scroll garners an onslaught of long-form content. Some of these videos have millions of views. Clearly, Coolmath Games' impact is wide-reaching and profound. Now, I'm not opposed to treading murky old waters and regurgitating a little pre-chewed content mush for your easy digestion. After all, I am 100% positive that no other video on this topic opens with a body horror nightmare revelation, but I wouldn't know since I didn't watch any of these videos for fear of subconsciously jockeying the steez of another guy, gal, or non-binary pal's mental palace peer perfection. Waka waka. So what is Coolmath Games? Is a question that nobody watching this video is asking, but I am still contractually obligated to answer. Coolmath Games is a cool website that launched back in 1997. CMG, as the cool cats call it, hosts a litany of safe-for-work browser games, many of which utilize Adobe Flash prior to Flash's public execution at the end of the year of our Lord 2020. CoolM, as the hipsters call it, continues to host thousands of games that follow this simple formula: fun plus learning equals a cool math game. MathEG, as I call it, endeavors to curate a collection of games that are, quote, enriching, not empty, meaningful, not mindless, end quote. These games cover a litany of genres ranging from puzzle games to platformers to puzzle platformers, trivia, adventure, idle, and so much more. Coolmath Games recently maintained a web traffic in excess of 10 million visitors per month, making it, as we in the business call it, very cool and popular. So popular that in 2019, prestige magazine publication Popular Mechanics named Coolmath Games one of the 50 most important websites since the dawn of the internet. Not most important websites this year or this decade, no, most important websites of all time. The Coolmath brand continues to sow its wild learning oats across every social media platform and has amassed a substantial number of YouTube-related views, some of which I too will have a piece of. Yeah, but what about these Coolmath games? Still nobody's asking, but I am still contractually obligated to answer. The games go crazy, to put it bluntly. Coolmath has licensed some bangers from across many genres. Cookie Clicker, the king of the idle games, has a proud home on CMG's platform. Papa Louie and his crazy capitalist nightmare business ventures veer through the platform with a stunning tenacity. Run 3 has dominated the charts since I began working on this video, as well as well into my childhood. Suika Games screams at you with its perfect simplicity and sterling game design stickiness. Chess is here. Fireboy and Water Girl, relics from many children's past, bring their 6 puzzle platforming outings to the big stage. Mobile ports of big handheld hits now receive prominent billing. Fruit Ninja, Cut the Rope, and 2048 are all here to tango. And who can forget Duck Life, a series of games that make me feel things profound and stupid and hateful, and so much more. Like thousands more, like good lord, friends and family and viewers alike, so many games about escape rooms and motorcycles and even Johnny Upgrade. The platform is chock full of today and yesterdecade's most sensational browser-based gaming goodness an internet connection and a functional ad blocker can buy. And now, let me talk about myself, specifically the history of my relationship with Coolmath Games. In my previous video, like I mentioned, the moment I began talking about how I wouldn't survive in Wind Waker because I couldn't swim, my viewership evaporated science style into the cyber clouds. I urge you to listen to this story because there's a twist ending and an enigmatic riddle regarding the location of a secret treasure. Damn, that's a good hook. Now let's get to the post-hook story. I was introduced to Coolmath Games in the mid-2000s when I transitioned to public school. Our school had a single computer lab which primarily existed to teach students the principles of proper typing. Typing class was once a week and occurred when we would regularly be learning about weathering or erosion or other scientific principles. Coming from a private school where I only had 7 other students in my class and access to 4 old-school beefcake shitbox laptops, this computer lab, with rows of desktop computers, seemed like a Marvel ripped out the pages of a novel. Adult reality likely would have reflected a much more callous and cynical interpretation. A room that was dingily lit, somehow had a faint green hue, with old technology and a computer teacher who she herself couldn't even type more than 40 words a minute. But damn, as a child with no exposure to such things, it felt incredible. It was common for the class to complete our mandatory typing exercises well before the end of the period, so we had to fill that remaining time somehow. Our computer teacher told us about a website with, quote, educational games on it. Of course, that website was crazymonkeygames.com. See, I gotcha. It clearly wasn't. It was Coolmath Games. But, as a quick aside, Crazy Monkey Games was the go-to website at that private school I attended, which is bananas. Get it? Because I once had to put my nose in the corner and serve a timeout for saying the word stupid. But Crazy Monkey Games, a website with literal blood, gore, danger, violence, and sexy stick women, was Gucci cool money. Okay, sure buddy, fuck you, I get it. Anyway, back on topic, quote, educational games. Coolmath Games, yeah. Okay, so we're back on track now. It was made abundantly clear to the class that not all the games on this platform were educational, so we needed to be mindful about what we chose. If something inappropriate or not valuable to our learning was seen on the screen, computer privileges would be revoked. With these bowling-style bumpers placed on our proverbial mental alleys, we got to rolling down the computer lane. That's fucking terrible. The ubiquitous favorites in our bunch were Lemonade Stand and Coffee Shop, games that could theoretically teach educational math principles, but more likely than not didn't really teach anything other than all sliders to the right is God's gift to the feeble-minded. As school progressed, the days turned to years, turned to grades, turned to graduations, new school buildings and new teachers, the same old green-hued computer labs dotted the edges of the memory tapestry composed of gaming charlatan threads. More classes led to more opportunity to boot cold the Coolmath game hotness. Gone was the watchful eye of the computer lab crone. My junior high and high school computer teachers were beyond the point of caring about anything but their own dramas and drink. Literally, one of them was rumored to drink on the job. She was sick as hell in multiple ways. New game uploads and a group of goober friends who would click on any weirdness like a digital Magellan circumnavigating a pixelated webscape globe. Time commenced its inexorable consumption of all materials, physical and spiritual. Graduation caps tossed, diplomas awarded, bridges burned, and the tumult of adult-styled endeavors don't diminish the perfect green memories. I regularly boot up Coolmath on any work laptop to confirm its merit as a mechanical beast to carry my labor burdens. And when the leaves begin to change and the nostalgia monster creeps from under the old brain mattress, Coolmath is there to remind me that remembering is a valuable coping tool. It doesn't matter how many chest hairs sprout, or the premature back pains, or the fact that my once perfect memory begins to fade into a conglomeration of ideas that feel so distant they may as well purport to a fictional god. Some things that once were, still are. And now, for those of you who are really paying attention to the lead-in to that segment, here's your rewards, a twist ending, and an enigmatic riddle. The riddle goes like this. By the bay, the weeping waves lap at its carcass. In the city, they pay to be, they pay to see, a streamer's need. I'll be darned. This riddle leads to a clue, which will point you towards my secret treasure. And now, a twist ending. Okay, so we get it. You're feeling old and waxing on and off Karate Kid style. But what about the games? You ask now for the first time. And once again, I am contractually obligated to answer. In this next segment, I am going to give an overview of the current top 10 games on Coolmath Games' homepage. Since this video has me stewing over the weight of a man's personal nostalgia demon and taking a look at retrospective mental snapshots of long-lost moments, I feel that it's appropriate to intentionally take a mental/video snapshot of this exact moment in time. I have convinced myself that taking a gander at today's top 10 will serve as a perfect reflective reference for this moment in human history. After this brief excursion and exercise in beauty, I'm going to take a moment to comment on some older games that I used to enjoy. Makes sense? I really hope it does because, again, my contract explicitly states it must make sense and that everybody be on the same page. So you better be on the same page. Number 1. Run 3. The Run series of games have been popular on Coolmath Games as far as my ever-fading memory can remember. Run 3, as the title implies, is the third game in the Run franchise. However, if you're interested in playing this game on mobile, it's simply titled Run. That's right, Run. 3 exclamation points to keep things really simple for you. Run 3 is developed by Joseph Cloutier, and I can pronounce that wrong, I'm sure, who also goes by the alias Player 3, which is badass. Joseph released Run 3 on Congregate back in 2014, but currently Run Mitsu resides on everybody's most favoritist, Coolmath Games. In Run 3, it's French, I don't know French, players take control of one of 10 alien characters as they navigate gravity-defying platforming stages. Run cleverly mixes 3D platforming backbone with an endless runner spirit to create something that is greater than the sum of its parts. Run 3, that was German, is a fun little time sink that definitely has a strong case for its current podium-topping gold medal performance. If you haven't played this game, I recommend giving it a go if you like platformers or endless runners, or really any game with a rapid scaling difficulty curve. Number 2. Papa's Freezeria. Shockingly, only one of Papa Louie's illustrious industrious eatery games features in Coolmath Games' top 10. Papa's Freezeria is the 5th installment in the Papa Louie franchise, and the 4th which is focused on time management fast food employment. As a gag, I would like to now list all of the Papa games on CMG. Papa's Pizzeria, Papa's Burgeria, Papa's Taco Mia, Papa's Freezeria, Papa's Pancakeria, Papa's Wingeria, Papa's Hot Doggeria, Papa's Cupcakeria, Papa's Pasteria, Papa's Doneterio. That's not right. Papa's Cheeseria, Papa's Bakeria, Papa's Sushiria, Papa's Scooperia, and Jack Smith. Yes, this is made by the same people. It's the best one. These games are all fun and frustrating and beloved in a way that genuinely makes me more happy than most things. Number 3, Suika Watermelon Game. Suika Game, or Watermelon Game, is the single most important game released in the past 5 years and very likely will hold the title for greatest game of the 2020s. This is only partially hyperbole. I am full-blown committed to the notion that Suika Game is literally perfect. A simple and straightforward puzzle game with an inherent addictiveness and innate unpredictability, built on the foundations of Tetris, which is maybe the single most important game of all time, and match-style games. Candy Crush and Bejeweled definitely have cases for top 10 most important games ever. Suika Game proudly wears its influences, but it is absolutely its own unique and perfect beast. If I were a game developer, I would certainly routinely wake up in my own cold sweat knowing that I couldn't compete with game design that parades around ordained in the light of virtual gods. As things typically go with simple games like this, there are multitudes of pretenders and false prophets bearing the name and sigil of an illustrious house they themselves can only dream of occupying. This version of Suika Game isn't the Suika Game, but it still basically checks all the boxes that the progenitor god set forth in its divine template. I dislike how much empty space there is on the play screen, but otherwise it's what it says on the tin. Hello, after the fact editor's note here. I'm talking directly into the microphone for this so you know it's a different take. I did some reading about Suika Game and learned that the Suika Game, which I hold in such high esteem, is allegedly a knockoff of a Chinese game called Synthetic Watermelon. From this point forward, we'll be calling it Sin Melon, all caps. Sin Melon came out approximately 4 months prior to Suika Game, and to be fair, the version of Suika Game that released in April 2021 that went mega viral is way more polished in every respect. Despite this polish, technically, Sin Melon came first, meaning Sin Melon is the progenitor god of the fruit drop and combine cartel, and in a roundabout way, it's the most important game of the past 5 years. So congratulations to Sin Melon. I'll get down to number 4 now. Number 4, chess. Chess is the world's oldest profession. Just ask anybody. They'll back me up on this. If you don't know what chess is, I don't think I can help you, but I am going to try. In chess, players take control of fictional armies consisting of members of the aristocracy. Horses move in L shapes. Bishops, only the diagonals. Rooks, on the columns, or the rows. Queens can do basically whatever they want, and pawns can only move forward 1 square, unless it's their first move, or if they dare Google, this is how much little I know about chess, en passant, or if they dare Google en passant. To win, one player must trap the opposing player's king. How you do that it's beyond my pay grade because I am quite simply the world's worst chess player, mostly on account of me being a big old idiot. One time in school I did beat our school's best chess player. His parents own the only Chinese restaurant in our town and he got to go to a really fancy college. But he didn't beat me at chess that one time, so take that. I stay winning. Number 5, Tiny Fishing. Tiny Fishing is a shallow little time sink that feels perfectly made for mobile gaming mad lads. Hold on, just a real quick check on that, and oh yeah, Tiny Fishing is on the Apple App Store for free and has a sterling 3 out of 5 stars on nearly 1,000 reviews. Well, nearly 1,000 reviewers, I concur. 3 stars. In Tiny Fishing, the player casts their hook deep into the waters to wrangle up some fishies. When you pull the fish out of the water, you immediately receive the funds to spend on upgrades, including increased line strength to haul up more fish per cast, maximum depth to reach new valuable fish, and offline rewards. Gross. Hilariously, this game is tagged as a strategy business game on Coolmath, which is crazy because this website is absolutely drowning in idle games. So just use that tag, cowards. If you like idle games, you may have more fun with this one than me, but it's likely much better on phone, where you can better make use of those online reward functionalities. Also, if you want to play an idle game on this website, you should just play Cookie Clicker or Clicker Heroes. They're both better. And if you really like idle games and you're willing to spend a few dollars, you should really play Tower Wizard because that game is actually perfect. Number 6, Slice Master. Part Flappy Bird, part satisfying engagement bait advertisement, and all mobile game port action. Actually, don't quote me on that being a port. Also, don't quote me on anything. You should never quote me on anything. You should quote an expert, not a guy on YouTube. That's just a generic life pro tip for you. If you're ever in conversation, you should not quote YouTube people. They're just spouting dookie out our mouth hole straight from our brain dumps. Are you crazy? Trust me, people will like you better. I'm speaking from like real life experience. Don't do this. Anyway, the closest I could find to this game on the Apple App Store is a game called Slice It All, which looks super similar in the images. Regardless, Slice Master is a fun, simple game that made my brain big time dopamine explode at least once. However, I got bored in about 10 minutes. Give this one a go just to say you did, and don't quote me on that. Number 7, World Guesser. Hey there. Do you want to play GeoGuessr? For free? Well, here you go. It's just GeoGuessr. It's way less polished, but ultimately it still seems to function just fine. If you need just a quick geography hit, this will most certainly suffice. I wish I had more to say about it. Last time I tried to play GeoGuessr for real, it prompted me to subscribe to a paid service, and that's never going to happen. It looks like currently there's a free version of GeoGuessr, which is new, but it requires a sign-in, and that's gross, and I'm not doing it. I would assume that the free version of GeoGuessr is better than this, but you should really consult with an expert on that subject. Final word, GeoGuessr's fun, and this is fun too. Woohoo. Number 8, Hangman. Since the dawn of humanity, people have asked one simple question repeatedly. What if Hangman was a battle royale game? Well, dear fellow human people persons, Coolmath Games, Hangman, all caps, finally answers that question. Hangman is another fun time sink game. I genuinely enjoy language logic games, and the introduction of competition and timers makes Hangman feel a lot more fun and fresh than this typical elementary school game has any right being. Number 9, Fireboy and Water Girl in the Forest Temple. Fireboy and Water Girl in the Forest Temple is the first game in the illustrious Fireboy and Water Girl franchise. Developed by the prolific Oslo Albet and released on Coolmath Games back in 2009, Fireboy and Water Girl in the Fire Temple is a platforming puzzle game where players control the titular Fireboy and Water Girl. Player utilize both the WASD keys as well as the arrow keys to simultaneously control both characters through a series of puzzles and platforming challenges. FB and WG in the FT was a major hit in middle school due to its excellent premise, easy to understand mechanics, and gradual difficulty curve. Coolmath Games currently features 6 Fireboy and Water Girl games, including FB and WG in the LT, the IT, the CT, Elements, and FT. To be honest, Fireboy and Water Girl were not my go-to nostalgic Coolmath games, but I have still played them pretty extensively and watched my friends in school play them frequently too. Overall, these games are all fun puzzle platform. Overall, these are all fun. Fuck me. Overall, these are all fun. Overall, these are all fun. I can't get it. Overall, these are all fun puzzle platformer games that are worth a look if... Oh my god. Overall, these are all fun puzzle platformer games that are worth a look if you enjoy this particular genre. Wasn't so hard, was it? Number 10, Moto X3M. Or I'm seeing as like a cat face with the XD eyes and then an M. So make of that what you will. I'm broken brain-wise. Moto X3M is a super enjoyable game top to bottom. I love trial-style games and always get entranced by the different ways these games spice up their level designs. The controls work great, the level designs are fun and varied, and there's a good amount of levels that offer a solid amount of replayability with the star ranking system. If you have an itch for some trial-style gameplay, I am certain that Moto X3M will scratch it just right. For this next segment, I'm going to cover some games that I have sentimental attachments to, as well as some new hotness I discovered while making this video. In order to not have this become an over-bloated post-production nightmare, I'm only going to give a few decisive comments about each game. Also, if I don't comment on one of your favorite Coolmath EGs, my apologies, but let it be known that that is still your favorite, and I can't take that away from you. World's hardest game. God, I hate this one. It isn't bad. I just hate it, and it's okay to hate things, even whenever it's a little irrational. It isn't like I don't like hard games. After all, Mega Man 2 is one of my comfort games. It's just that I hate this specific flavor of hard game. Regardless, this game was a major computer lab hit, and I'm pretty sure one of my brothers beat it, making him a legit gamer god. Ninja Painter. This was one of my go-to games for a solid portion of my youth. It's just really simple and fun and straightforward. This game just prints or paints dopamine for me. That's not a funny joke. It's a great feeling blasting through the paint rows with this one. I love it. Super simple. Like it a lot. Rotate and roll. I've completed rotate and roll at least a dozen times over the course of my life. It's the perfect amount of challenging and cheesy that I look for in a browser game ratio. This one is currently not functioning on Coolmath Games, but it's available on other sites, and maybe play it. Civiballs. Another one that's currently DOA on CMG, but it is playable elsewhere. Civiballs is a fun puzzle game with a straightforward premise, like most of these. I really enjoy solving the puzzles in my head prior to cutting these chains, and in the event a solution evades me, there's just few enough variables that you can brute force just about any puzzle, so it's not too challenging. Catch the Candy, IQ Ball, and Tarzan Ball. All fun little time sinks. I have literally no clue why each of these games has a unique moniker. As far as I can tell, they're all cut from very similar cloths. However, if you ask the Google AI, it gives you some nonsense, so feel free to do that. I consider these to be classic Coolmath games and feel like nostalgia taste. And no, I don't know what that means. Duck Life. I forgot to write something for Duck Life, so I'm just gonna, spitball at you for a second. Duck Life is simultaneously an enormous amount of fun and tricks you into feeling rewarded, and also like the worst game ever made. I love it. I think any game that can make me feel love and hate at the same time is worth my time, personally. I never finished these games. I've done it before. It's a little too grindy. Pretty good. You should play them. Feel the love and the hate. Jack Smith. Jack Smith is badass, and that pun was not intended when I wrote it. But I'll take credit for it, but be warned, I will not take any blame. Jack Smith is developed by the same people who make the Papa Louie games. Gameplay is incredibly similar with time management based tasks. The first core difference is abundantly obvious. Instead of fast food eateries, you operate a weapon crafter's mobile forge. Secondly, the weapons you make are utilized in rudimentary combat phases to earn rewards to build better weapons. The gameplay loop is tight and fun and doesn't feel overtly repetitive until much later. Give this one a go if you like those Papa Louie games, or it looks interesting, I guess. Johnny Upgrade. Good God, I love Johnny Upgrade. It's like if Minute was good. That's a joke. That's a big old joke. I don't mean it. Minute's pretty good. Watch my previous video for more information on that. Johnny Upgrade's core gameplay consists of upgrading Johnny. Waka Waka. The game starts with a super limited timer and borderline powerless Johnny, but by collecting coins and upgrading your innate stats, you'll be able to progress through this world and eventually complete the game. It's a really fun half hour, and playing this game felt like talking to an old friend who I had some serious catching up with to do. B-Cubed. This game always reminded me of the puzzles in the last gym of the third generation of Pokemon, and I love those puzzles. So a game that has nothing but those levels that scale in complexity and introduce new mechanics is a grand old time for this grand old guy. Bloxers. Bloxers is a timeless banger that still has a sticky concept and fun and difficult levels. I have never been good at this game, but can still appreciate it even though by all accounts I'm big stupid. Pre-Civ Bronze Age. Banger alert, I repeat, banger alert. What if Sid Meier's Civilization respected you and your time and didn't suck? That's also a joke. It's the same joke and same punchline as earlier, but it's still a joke. And I swear, the hook for this game is actually closer to, what if Civilization was a Flash game, and much shorter and simpler? I like this game. It's simple and fun, and it was the game I recorded the most footage of for this video. And that wasn't for any particular reason. I just wanted to keep playing this game. I just wanted to keep upping the difficulty. It's a grand old time for this grand old guy. He used the same joke twice. I'm so sorry. The Terry Kavanagh Treasure Trove. Acclaimed indie developer Terry Kavanagh, most famous for his games VVV, Dicey Dungeons, and Super Hexagon, has 4 games on Coolmath Games, 3 of which actually work. Tiny Heist. Super fun action puzzle game. It has an all cards face up on the table type approach to its design, which allows you to plan a course of action for your heists prior to actually participating in them, most of the time. To be fair, I never get too far in this game because I'm really bad at it, but don't let my failures dissuade you from giving this fun game a go. Grab them by the eyes. It's ominous. It's actually a strategy drafting game with a fun aesthetic and concept. It's really fun, really short, doesn't have a ton of in-depth stuff going on there, but it doesn't really need it. Don't look back. This game is a masterwork, and it's crazy that it's on Coolmath Games for free. I'm ending with this game specifically, so I can tell you to please go and play this game. It's classic Terry, and it holds a really special place in my heart. It's good. It's really good. Go play the game. If you take away anything from this video, it's that you should just go play Don't Look Back for free on coolmathgames.com. You know what they say, all that have an introduction must also suffer from a conclusion, which is what this is, if we weren't on the same page about that one. That wraps everything up. Coolmath Games is a very special website to me and many others. I hope that you enjoyed this snapshot into my weird little life, as well as this snapshot of Coolmath Games in late 2025. Please stick around for a brief afterward if you're interested in anything else that I've ever made, or if you're looking for an update about my upcoming uploads. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Past Me for giving me such a clean segue there. Was thinking ahead, apparently. I don't want to spend too much time in this afterward. However, as someone who doesn't have any sort of traditional social media because, quote, get your ass off Twitter, it gives you fucking mental illness, this is my Twitter. It happens every 2 to 6 weeks only at the end of these videos. So just a few updates if anyone cares. Number one, and most importantly, and strangely enough, the last video I uploaded has like 20,000 views, and that's crazy. I didn't expect that to happen. In fact, I didn't think anybody would watch it. I considered throwing it in the trash can. I'm glad I didn't throw it in the trash can. A lot of people liked it, so it shows what I know. But again, my first video had like 1,000 views. My second one didn't have any views, and then that third one just blew up. At least relative to the other two, and I'm enormously thankful for that. So if you watch that video and you're here because of that, cool, thank you. Please consider watching one of my other videos, and I'll tell you more about those later. I have notes for this. I just wanted to note about future stuff. This is a busy time of the year, both professionally and personally, so there may be a bit of a lull. Ideally there isn't. There are 2 ideas I have for December, and I'd like to get them both done after I upload this. I'm going to start working on them immediately. And then after December, going into January, the idea is to have one massive upload. Like I'm wanting to make another multi-hour review similar to my Star Fox video. Right now, my estimate based off the work I've done on that is like 3 hours, which may or may not come to fruition. My goal is for it to be the most video of all time, and I'm not gonna rest unless it is the most video of all time. Yeah, please feel free to take a look on the screen to see some videos. And if they're on the screen yet, they will be. The 2 videos featured are going to be my multi-hour Star Fox Adventures review, which is a bit of a lead up for my video in January, which will be another one of those multi-hour reviews. And then the other video is my best video, and it just so happens to be the video with the least amount of views. That is the intentionally losing at racing games video. I have changed the thumbnail and the title on this a lot of times, and I can't remember what it is anymore. The video is really funny. It's really good, and you should watch it. And then, of course, if you go look at the channel, there's another video on there about weird little Steam games. Thank you as always. I appreciate your time greatly. I hope you like this one, and I hope you like the other ones as well. I'll see you back here in a few weeks, ideally for a video about the winter. Goodbye. Okie dokie. See you later. Bye-bye.